Puck rematch, by the way. But anyways, let's get... I always screw something up to start. Let's see what it is today. But let me introduce you once again to our players. I want to make sure I get their teams right, because not all of them are great at advertising them, but I like to think I am sometimes. It is from Rise Esports. He's not a huge fan of building barracks in his main or taking third bases, but he is an incredible up and coming. I know, I hate that term. It feels cliche, but it's true. Terran player, 16 years old. It is future. Did Neeb see it? Oh my god. And in the top left, the American hero, the best player from the United States. It is Alright. Oh, every time. Once every time. Not every time, every time. But we saw an incredible... I'm really hoping for a rematch of Future versus Puck, but that would require Neeb to lose. Because the way the elimination works is... Oh my god. You dirty... We'll talk about that. Just give me like 30 seconds, Future. Oh my god. Once you get 3 wins, you're in. 3 losses, you're out. There are a lot of different ways that can happen. I just zoned out on what I was talking about. Let's get back to the basics. He's got Marauders building, concussive shells, and a factory on the way. Neeb has scouted none of this. He's trying to expand. Pylon on the low ground. We saw yesterday Neeb lose to Masa. 3-2. In a back-and-forth cheese fest, essentially, is what it came down to. And Masa getting the better end of him. Masa, a Terran player, actually coming out first. He seemed to have a pretty good grasp on exactly what he wanted to do with it, whereas Neeb was... Oh god, the boys have been... They've had a rough couple of days. Let's put it that way. Especially in this matchup. I think almost every single Protoss versus Terran we've seen. And it has been not a small number. Double digits now. The boys have been pulled at one time or another. And not for defense. Alright, there's a single shield battery, but the concussive shells, he can break the knees. The Cyclone coming up. Neeb coming off the line. He cannot lose the production of the Immortal, but he's going to lose the production of the Immortal. The shield battery helping out with the probes, which is quite a hilarious scenario. He's making sure, well, targeting down Marauders. Cyclones can be repaired. Marauders cannot. The repower. The Immortal about halfway done. Neeb pulling back. The knee's broken. The shield battery, a little bit more energy. We'll take a couple more shots. The Immortal gonna finish, but will there be anything left? Warp Gate is depowered. Now remember, concussive shell's super dangerous here. The barrier's offline. He's trying to micro against the clone, and it's not working out. 4 minutes. Looks like we're starting the day off much like yesterday. So, well, yep. We saw that variety of game a few times yesterday. Not necessarily with Neeb, but welcome to North America. And we gotta turn SC2 replay stats off so it doesn't spoil everyone all the time. All right. So a classic start to a Protoss versus Terran series. There we go. Game number 2. I feel like we didn't even start the first game yet. But this is no time. No time for hesitation. Now the real question is when I switch the scene to the main screen, will there be an SCV going out on the map? We got to do the GSL level transitions, all right? So we're in the match, but with Future taking game number 1, and Artie, he's doing it again. Weak Terrans build in the main. He knows that. We know that. Neeb knows that. There's not too many other people involved. Alright. The probe is going to scout. It seems like Neeb, he was really struggling with this yesterday. Puck's solution to Future, who was doing this against Puck, and then Masa was doing it against Neeb. Both Terrans won 3-2. We'll see if history repeats itself. Puck's counter was to just cheese him harder. Make a gateway, make some robos on the map, see what happens. Neeb is just simply not that type of player most of the time. We did see Neeb with like a proxy Stargate in the mix, a proxy gate, but it felt more like acceptance of what was happening as opposed to his plan from the start. But we will see. This might be another example of that. This is what Neeb did yesterday. A proxy Stargate for Void Race. Oh my god. I was like, that's just disrespectful, Future. If he did the same build again. Does not look like that is the case. It is a proxy start. Before Warp Gate, a single Adept on the way. There is a Zealot out. Come on, Neeb. Come on, Neeb. If it's just 3 in a row, it can't be 3 in a row. We can't have that. Oh my god, he's gonna scout for it. Oh, Future. Oh, Future. But now what? Okay, now what is the question? Another pylon on the way. The Adept scouring the map. Probe killed off, but a shield battery. Looks like he canceled the pylon for a shield battery. I'm gonna get the Void Ray out. The boys are pulled. He's going straight for the shield battery. He's all a little bit of both. Is that gonna be exactly enough damage? The Adept coming in, that's gonna change the whole equation. 2 Cyclones are coming out. Looks like they're already know where they want to go. The shield battery will be taken down, but I guess gets a little bit. There is a wall at the top of the ramp. If shade is thrown at the right time, now the depot will be raised. The Cyclones are coming back. The Void Ray will come out. Are they close enough for a lock? They are. He can maybe break it. No, he can't break it with the high ground vision. In comes the Adept. Another probe is here. We're not sure why. Void Ray in the main. The lock is off cooldown. He can lock again. Neeb. The lock is broken by lack of vision, it looks like. Maybe he canceled it manually. But another lock. He's trying to use the high ground. High ground breaks the lock, but the Void Ray dangerously low. Neeb cancels. So he slowed down the attack. Neeb still has not found the factory. I mean, so now we're here. That I feel like, and the boy. Oh my! When will the boys be left alone? Must they be pulled every game? 6 SCVs. A sentry is on the way. That could be a key part of the equation. There's only a single shield battery. When there are more Cyclones than Stalkers, well, the shield battery helped me out a lot. The boys aren't actually here yet. Oh, the Void Ray lived! Where did that come from? The lock-ons are there. The sentry almost done, but it's too late. The boys are already here. The boys are back in town. The shield battery, I guess, helping out against that probe, reducing DPS. Immortal on the way. Warp gate not done. He has to build out of gates. 3 badly bruised stalkers. 9 probes go down. Going for the pylon. Trying to find some more damage. Will we actually be able to kill a clone there? No. GG. Neeb is, now. Well, he's down 0-2. We're 10 minutes into the day. Thank you for being here. I thought I closed SC2 replay stats, apparently didn't. And this is where the lack of downtime. We had a 5-hour day straight of casting yesterday. This is looking like it might be a little shorter. Okay, and now comes the 1-hour stalemate on Fracture. Okay. Fracture, the map with the least bases in the map pool right now. 10 bases. That's it. Sounds like a lot. 5 per player. When you break it down, sounds like significantly less. Do we still have... I'm not going to cut. I'm not going to cut to it yet. Because I'm going to leave you wondering, well, you can probably see it a little, whether or not there's an SCV. And what is that? He's just making a depot. There is no SCV going on the map. Neeb scouting. Well, we've seen Protosses. This has been pretty consistent. Protoss is scouting very, very early. There's no more scout off a gate meta. Not anymore. We're past that. We've retreated to the Wings of Liberty levels of early scouting. I've seen this a few times now. The barracks on the high ground, which gets you some earlier vision out in front. Is that what it's for? Is that its explicit purpose? Because we saw both Future and Masa doing this. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Future and Masa have some sort of dialogue and trade tips and the like. Maybe practice together, but still. I don't actually know the thought process. We saw actually that save the barracks placement here saved Future in one of his games, his final game against Puck. I don't want to spoil the whole game. It was one of the best games I've ever seen. But being able to get a split-second earlier scout can make all the difference. And once again, the boys had to be pulled. So that's a little spoiler, but...
Good.
So, what did Neeb see? He saw one gas. Oh, no. Oh, my God. He didn't see the Rex. Well, now we know why. It has a lot of uses. Neeb thinks it's the only place in the base he didn't scout. This is the newest meta, everybody. We've seen this now from the Terrans in the tournament. Very successfully. You proxy in your own main. They never expected. Alright. A probe coming across. If the Widow Mine actually catches that, would be a bit of a giveaway. Oh my god, he pops up the mine. Maybe he doesn't see the lock. Does he see the lock? I think he saw the mine there. Neeb, did you see it? Future... I mean, you can very technically see it. I'm not... Neeb's probably not looking at this camera. He's scared of a drop or something like that. And he should be, but... Oh my god, Future. Neeb, does he... Okay. If... We're gonna look at the Neeb cam. He sees something moving on the map. He sees the barracks moving. Okay. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power to make the game last longer than 5 minutes. Alright. Here's the Wombo combo. 3 Hellions coming in, as well as a drop that has a Widow Mine in it. Just a single one. I think Neeb is quite prepared, though, for this one. Have the Hellions been scouted yet? The lack of information, and it's incredibly impressive the way he has been manipulating all this information. The Hellion drop coming in. The medevac sliding around the edges of it. The Oracle actually took a lot of damage there. Neeb doesn't chase down the medevac. The Stalkers get underneath and will shoot down the Hellion after it's lifted up. Medevac is tagged, though. Wait, no, the medevac is not tagged. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, he can... the tag sees the units inside, allowing them to see the medevac, which is kind of a weird exchange, but... Neeb going for one of the strategies that he was more comfortable with in earlier Legacy of the Void, especially last year. Phoenix. Okay, medevac picked off, but did the Oracle go down? Just a single probe thus far. Future has established an expand behind. This combo drop has not done much damage. Only a single... Obviously, only a single probe died. No mining time lost or anything like that. A scout comes in, sees a tank. But does he expect the Cloaked Banshee? There's another Oracle on the way. 2 Oracles is plenty of revelation. No, Neeb, not hesitate. He's not trying to figure out how to defend. He's trying to figure out how to attack. Marines caught out. Stranded from that medevac earlier. Cloaked Banshee on the way out. Is there a Cloaked Banshee on the map? He was getting cloak. Felt like he needed the Vikings, though. The Oracle going to be shot down, but the tank lifted up. Put right back down, but it's going to be lifted again. A second tank coming out. Going to be able to target it down. A couple volleys. This one knocked out of the sky before it can be put back on the ground. And Neeb fights back. This game, 6 minutes. 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. We're in for almost a 30-minute series, everybody. Finds the opportunity. So we have learned more confirmation of the fact that weak Terran's built in the main. Even if it is proxied in your own main. Blue shift. Blue shift is coming up next. So 2-1. I have not even, like, I'm not remotely warmed up. I don't know how much these players are, but... So it's apparent. Once Neeb has any information to work with, and any units that don't die to cyclones, a bit more difficult to do damage to. Alright. Oh my. Oh my. Well. A single boy has been pulled. Neeb, if you look on the minimap, is already scouring. This was pulled a little later. Well, I guess he knows the exact timing. Well practiced. Neeb's gonna be scouting out. He looked around in the probe. Nobody makes a barracks near your base. The proxy, it doesn't even matter if it's that close to the base, it seems, nowadays. Another part about this location is you can protect the add-on a little bit easier if you're gonna go for a factory. And it leads me to believe there's probably gonna be a factory out on the map with this as well. Just also, statistically, the amount of times Future has put a factory on the map as compared to his main as well. I think, like, every single time, maybe all but one. And he has proxied, like, well, we've now seen 8 games in the last 2 days, and I think about 6 of them. Alright, the probe, is it gonna find it? Yes? I want to say yes. I want to say that's close enough. And... oh, okay. He readjusts it. It is going to be a Reaper. And there's going to be a factory in the main. Proxying in his own main. A cheeky boy. Reaper coming up. The Zealot is here just to force the Reaper to micro. Now, of course, the Zealot is useful if it's going to end up being a Cyclone push or something like that. Oh, wait! Mistakes out of Future. But the Reaper does escape. If you lose that first Reaper, this hurts quite badly. The 2 Reaper combo becomes a lot less potent. Oh, and a probe. Angry. Hunting down SCV. Revenge for the first 2 games. But 2 Reapers will be coming up. The barracks is on the way to potentially block the expand, and that could actually significantly screw up Neeb's plans. Oh my god, another probe. He just slides right past the Adept. Coming in. Gonna scout the Stargate as well. Does he throw a grenade? Nope. Loses a Reaper. The probe did not pick up the kill. The SCV over here. Neeb gets the expand just in time before the Rax is able to sit down and block it. And now the barracks will slowly make its way back home. Still gonna be a double clone build. The Reaper looking for one more kill, won't find it. I'm pretty sure he blew himself up with his own grenade there, because there's only 1 kill between these Adepts. I guess that's one way to go. Neeb, well, this is a very convenient scout. This game, Neeb has gotten all of the information. He knows everything he needs to know. Oracle on the way. Once again, Neeb going to be able to work with nearly complete info. Last game, he had even less than this. This game, he knows everything. Did he even see the Expo? He didn't see the Expo, but he saw double clone, which you've already figured out where they're allocating their gas. The only other potential risk, the thing is, the risk of going for proxied slow concussive shell marauders is reduced because he saw the barracks trying to block his Expo. He didn't add a tech lab on after that. So it is unlikely to be that marauder combination. It's probably going to be an Expo, and the Oracles can confirm that. Oh, but 4 locks. The quad lock knocks down an Oracle. Revelation does tag the Cyclones, but not before his brother in Pulsar Beams was taken out. That is 4 Cyclones, 6 Cyclones, but the boys remain at home. Maybe they would have liked to go on the trip with the Cyclones, but that stasis could be huge if Future's not paying attention. Oh my god. Massive stasis. But how does he set up around this? The shield battery is coming up, 1 warping. He's going to have 3 Phoenixes. It's kind of awkward because 4 Cyclones, still a very dangerous number of clones. Oh, the boys! The boys! Come in for support. He's going to try to work off this. Nothing can be done until they come out of stasis. The boys are here for support. He lifts up 2 clones. Will we see a lock? Shield batteries at the back. The shield battery, its energy being drained here. That's actually, like, the Cyclones are still doing plenty of damage on the ground. He was going for the pylon for a second. Trying to target down a stalker. It's hard to tell exactly what's going on in this fight. Picks up another clone. Knocks it down. Probes are pulled, but blocked by the adepts. Mineral walking through. SCV is repairing. And Neeb suddenly dipping heavily in supply. Just Phoenix is here. He can pick up one. That will interrupt the lock on one. But they can repair from the ground. Don't ask how. There's not enough energy. His Phoenixes need a sponsorship from Red Bull. And Immortal's on the way. Future. He's sending a bunch of Marines across. So even if this is cleaned up at some point, then what? $18, $19, $20, $20 pro. Future, 3-1 over Neeb. If I was a betting man, I would have lost some money. Then again, he did lose to Masa yesterday. Seems to be struggling against these proxy builds. So, an upset. But, Future will keep his hopes alive. Actually, you know, yeah, they will stay alive. You know how we know? Because he just qualified. 3 wins. And, afraid there will be some downtime. Because Puck is currently... Well, we did... Nobody expected the, So, Future will be earning his check mark. And Neeb still has a chance. He's facing the winner of the next match, Puck versus True. Whoever loses in Puck versus True is knocked out. The winner faces Neeb for the final battle to see who makes it through. We're gonna have a little bit of downtime. But, because, 1, we did not expect that series to last less than 30 minutes, and 2, Puck is... Because Puck is currently also competing in the WESG qualifiers. So I'm just trying to see how long that's going to be. If we're going to have a little bit longer downtime, well, we won't have downtime. I'm going to head into a game from Scarlett yesterday where she somehow maintains 80 drones despite losing like 20 drones a minute for several minutes. But I'm just trying to get a bead on whether or not we'll have time to look at that replay. Of course, you can watch the cast from yesterday, but I'd like to look... Alright, we do have time. So what's happening right now? Puck is in a non-broadcasted series for the WESG qualifiers, which is a world championship as well. Obviously, we know the Ultimate Series is more important. But,
Good.
Once again, we did not expect the series to be about 30 minutes. So, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to watch Scarlett from yesterday. If you guys missed it, the VODs will be up, and I'm posting all the tournament VODs on YouTube, just in bulk. In bulk. Thank you, Pop Reckoning, for 25 months, by the way. This is a replay from a game played yesterday, and I want to watch from Scarlett's perspective. Because this game, she loses everything, but just doesn't die. Like, even though the entire game, it seems like she's losing, she just never loses and then wins the game. Spoilers. Thank you to fucking nobody for 23 months. ZX Shadowblade, 4 months. War Puppet 911 for joining us. WGL Cyber Jesus for the sub. Delwood 2 for 2 months. Night Shadow Gaming as well. Blue Disguise for 15 months. Belterac for the sub. Kitten Power for 54 months. Bam Lead 3 for the sub. Thank you, guys. Thank you to Alex for setting up the tournament, running it. Just making sure we don't miss any live series as well. Okay, wait, are we on faster speed? Nope, this is not ×2. That's ×2. Scarlett is moving so fast that I cannot. Just moving the camera around. I mean, we're 2 minutes into the game. So a scout on a command center first is an important part of this. I want to skip a little far because this is a longer game. I don't know how much time we got. The early game is a little odd because it is a CC first build, which you don't see very often at all in TVZ nowadays. It used to be a lot more common before people figured out Ravager rushes, Ravager timing, stuff like that. From what I understand, there's not a stream for WESG right now. Why? I don't know. They didn't ask me to cast. Alright, Zerglings sneak in. Overlord positionings, by the way, if you're a Zerg player, Overlord positionings are something most of the time you can just straight copy from a player like Scarlett. Because in each matchup, Overlord positionings are dependent on the matchup. It's important to point out. Like, you don't want your Overlords in the same place in ZVZ that you do in ZVT. Because in ZVZ, for example, they are only vulnerable. They are only vulnerable to things like Queens early on, whereas obviously in ZVT, you either got a single Marine or Viking, stuff like that. Sees the Hellions going by. You know, the whole green opponent color is throwing me off, but the Hellions get by. This was a questionable decision to me. Like, you know Hellions are coming out, but you decide, whatever. Because it's supposed to be a Roach All-In. The Roach All-In is supposed to counter, like, a greedy Hellion build. You're just making reactored Hellions? Well, if there's only Hellions, then Roach Ravager is going to do a pretty good job. Suddenly the Cyclones come out. What Scarlett doesn't know at this timing is that Cuddlebear has opted for a 2-clone build off of the CC first. A 2-clone, not a 2-clone, a 2-factory build, which means you have more than enough units to potentially defend and do some counter damage. Obviously, Roach Ravager is still very capable of doing damage as long as there aren't things like Banshees. But as soon as the first Cyclone popped out, Scarlett's making drones. Now, is that a little too greedy? considering the potential, or, well, the serious likelihood of a counterattack? Probably.
Good.
I would say you might need a few more roaches. You might need a lair. So it's like, no. We'll go with about 30 more drones, and then we'll think about it. The third CC is scouted. Right now, they're pumping out Hellions and Cyclones. This is like, I don't understand how Scarlett just gets away with making, like, she just made 20 more drones. It's like, no, don't worry about it. We got +1 mass clone Hellbat coming across. No problem. Not even a lair yet. Oh, no, we can afford upgrades. Don't worry. No problem. Eight more? What is this?
Our forces are under attack.
Those are +1 Cyclones and Hellbats. Mostly important for the Cyclones, not so much for the Hellbats, but they shred things, especially if you don't have armor upgrades. But now we're buying time. Didn't start making roaches up until this was at the front door. Roaches on the right, roaches on the left, just continually pulling back from each side, which is the way to stop this kind of attack. If it's able to just kind of force itself in a certain area, it becomes very difficult to dislodge. But minimizing the Hellbat damage, forcing the Cyclones to micro and retarget. What Hellions, I mean, Cyclones are the armchair quarterbacks of the mech world. They don't actually want to move and do anything. They just want to sit there and rapid fire attack everything in front of them. That was a bit of a stretch for an analogy. I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. They are at 8 minutes. All right, we pushed it back a little bit. More drones. Thank you, Lucky Man. So go as well for the sub toss ring. It's a 2-factory build. I'm honestly not sure at this point in the game, because this entire series was like that. Not just this game. Double expansion. A 2-factory build with those upgrades on mech. You shouldn't be able to get away with, like, barely living and then making 30 more drones, 2 more hatcheries, and delaying your lair up until 9. I guess you could say it's a failure of Cuddlebear to really punish it, but it just seems Scarlett... Now, at the same time, some of the games, and a lot of the games that Scarlett loses that aren't to, like, a proxy or something like that, the reason is because she's like, no. I can get 80 drones. It's fine. It's fine. $81. But then again, that is, like, if you feel you're behind in tech, or you feel like you don't have the ability to attack, you don't want to... This is something I think a lot of lower-level Zerg players make a mistake on, is trying to have it both ways. You see here Scarlett behind heavily in tech, so she pretty much bare bones defense. Might have died. If there were a couple more Cyclones or a bit better micro or worse positioning for her, might have died. But in this scenario, you don't be like, well, I'll make 6 roaches. Well, earlier than this, not right now, but earlier than this. I'll make 8 roaches and 7 drones. Got like, no, 15 drones and double upgrade. That's the only way to compete, especially against mech. If you fall behind in tech against mech, well, tech and economy, that should be a loss. Scarlett at least always goes for economy. And the tech usually, well, if you have enough money, it catches up. But if you're just going for a safe amount of roaches, you might not die right now, but you might die later because you're not able to get a hive in time or the supply you need in order to overwhelm an army. This is still a terrible attack angle. Like, this entire time, it feels like Scarlett should be losing. But then some corrosive files land, starts to even out. Some targeting on the roaches.
Mineral field depleted.
Scarlett is actually down in supply at this point. Hellions in your base. You lost like 7 drones. You know what we need? 8 more drones. No, just kidding. I was wrong. 11 more drones.
Mutation.
For those who don't know, we are watching a replay of yesterday of Scarlett versus Cuddlebear, a game where Cuddlebear has a very solid mech build and starts out with a better trade in the build orders. But Scarlett just somehow keeps making drones and barely living. Despite, like, the units lost tab, Scarlett's lost almost twice as much. Full-on war of attrition. Because we're waiting for Puck to finish his WESG qualifier match, which he was playing because nobody expected Neeb versus Future to end in 30 minutes, with Neeb losing 3-1. And now the Swarm host begins. Oh yeah, the date is wrong. You're right. You are right on that. Well, this is the day that game was played, so. We're gonna find something. We'll find something. The date's wrong. It says live. Everything says live. Everything else says live. But the date that is manually added was off. How can you blame people for being misinformed? Now, I forgot to, well, I wish I could see the control groups here. Wait, is there a way I can add that? No, there's just the observer panel. Yeah, can't see the control groups. I'd like to see how she hotkeys like things like queens, groups of swarm hosts. There are actually a lot of near top level players who don't even hotkey a large, significant percentage of their units. Large implies like a majority, but things like swarm hosts, counterattacks, or groups of units just won't end up hotkeyed.
Mineral field depleted.
You know, this is the war of attrition here. Okay, I lost that base. Don't worry, I got 2 more. Not a problem.
Our forces are under attack.
And the one thing that stood out to me in this match is just not even bothering with Viper. Just swarm host, swarm host, swarm host. And the management, like the juggling of the Locust, it's really important you never get caught with no Locust. But at the same time, you don't want to just send out 2 Locusts if they're useless. So, but yeah, the Locust usage. Because they're going to die anyway, so might as well get them from as far away as possible to try to get a flank. There you go. And then suddenly, the unit's loss starts to even up. When creep is spreading over a planetary fortress, something has gone wrong. In here, I think it's a little bit of Cuddlebear was not quite spending his minerals and gas as well. Like, he's banking up 1,100 minerals. Doesn't quite have the production, whereas Scarlett, until maxed out, is rarely over 500. Now, 5 tanks and 5 Hellions are definitely making up for that. But I think Cuddlebear... Now, this is just the difference from, like, a top-tier regional player like Cuddlebear and a world-class player like Scarlett. Just, even while microing all these swarm hosts and creep spreading and all that, 360-something actions a minute. The money, like, unless we're right at a max, the money is not going down.
Mutation complete.
I mean up. I meant up.
A creep tumor is under attack.
Alright. And it's just the corrosive bile. The corrosive biles, the swarm hosts, and the decision making. The decision making on swarm hosts is kind of, and that was rapid fire creep tumors there. It's kind of like the decision making on when to do, not necessarily like not necessarily a doom drop, which is your most of your army, but a heavy drop, like 4 medevacs. Because it's a similar amount of supply, bit of a mistake there. You usually want to send that out when your opponent's army is on the map but not threatening you. Like ideally as a Terran, to just kind of flip the script a little. The best time to send 4 medevacs of units into their main is, let's just say you're against a Protoss. When the Protoss army is defending their 4th, and they don't have a recall. So if the mech army in this scenario is trying to move out on the map to pressure, it's halfway across the map. Now is time for the offensive swarm host usage, because you have time to come back, and you should have Locust by the time it gets across the map, as long as you're buying it. But here, it's a full-on base trade, kind of. Why? Because Scarlett finished the Greater Spire. Now, I think this was still kind of a risky choice. I think this could have gone wrong. Scarlett kind of YOLO'd it a little, because if Cuddlebear had enough to defend at home to, like, shut down the Ravagers, there's 9 Ravagers in the main. It's really not that many. If there were enough tanks there to shut it down, then the mech army would have gotten through most of the economy. So I feel like it works just fine, and she might have been confident that there's not nearly enough units at home. But I think there's no reason to base trade a Terran when you could have eventually just, because she was grinding him down. The mech army was looking really strong. There were great timings, but Cuddlebear didn't keep up. Do you really need 21 more drones? But it feels a little bit. Well, most of this game felt like a YOLO move from Scarlett, but this was the biggest risk besides all the drones earlier. But once you're finally in a winning position, like you've got them contained, you can fight the army heads up. You're getting the next level of tech. Why throw away your army and risk you're actually able to counter your attack at the expense of your economy? But now I'm criticizing Scarlett, so and I mean, you can kind of look at the supply. Cuddlebear probably processing it a little. Like, I think he definitely had the timing. I think he definitely had the +1 and +2, but Scarlett slowed it all down just enough. That was a replay from yesterday, by the way, guys. Scarlett versus Cuddlebear. Scarlett ended up winning the series 3-0, and used swarm hosts in every game. Wait, every game? No, the third game. Okay, so the first game, that was the first game. The second game, Scarlett went swarm hosts against Bio, and that was terrifying. Eventually terrifying. It took a while for her to actually pin Cuddlebear back, but... And then the third game, Cuddlebear tried to proxy Rax, and Scarlett wasn't having it. So, that ended more quickly. There were no swarm hosts in that match. But that was actually kind of an interesting game, seeing how Scarlett handled both not having great tech and being behind in economy. And the answer is just make drones and hope you don't die, I guess. And then the games where she does just end up dying because you can't just make drones all the time do look kind of silly. I think we've seen some of those in the past. Yeah, Puck is in. Let me give you an update. The reason we were going over the replay is because we're waiting for Puck to finish his series, because the first series of the night finished so quickly. Nobody expected a less than 30-minute series between Neeb and Future, but right now we're going to give you the play-by-play with a slight delay. Puck. He has won a game. Wait, I don't know. Wait, is this... He's in a WESG, World Esports Gamers something series. But there's so many exciting things to talk about. I could just sit here and talk all day. Well, I kind of do that anyways. Usually there's a game in the background, but let's go ahead and talk about BlizzCon. Brackets are locked in. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna lose? And why and how can both Serral and Maru meet in the finals? There's a lot of things that need to happen. The 2018 WCS Global Finals, and shamelessly, I will say, please come say I will be at BlizzCon. I don't have anything particularly scheduled for, like, unfortunately, they were like, you're gonna outshine all of the other casters.
Good. Now
And
I have your attention.
no, that's not true. The casters are so good. I actually, now I have to backtrack, right? My favorite casters, selfishly, are Pig and Roddy, because they are definitely well, besides Tastosis, of course.
Attention.
Use the GSL drinking game command for more on that. But Roddy and Pig are the casters I really listen to, because when they're casting, I actually learn things. That sounds bad, but I'm pretty okay at the game usually, and I understand it pretty okay. But Roddy and Pig are both far better players than me, which means there's a lot of insight there. I especially love listening to Pig and ZVZ. Well, the best part about Roddy casting is the legitimate, heartfelt, like down here, the pain in his heart whenever a Protoss player is losing, especially to builds that he does not like. You can hear it in his voice. But let's take a look. Now, the Ultimate Series, obviously much more important. But we're going to go ahead and look at the main event. So, there are 8 qualifiers. There you go. This is what we were looking for. From Korea, you have... I mean, yeah, there are 2 pretty heavy favorites here. I can do math. Looks like we're going to be starting very quickly. Oh, I was trying to buy more time. Maru crushing it, and then Classic actually coming in second in point stats. Third, Zest, TY, Rogue, Dark SOS, and then Serral. Oh my god. The LeBron James of the WCS circuit. And then everybody else fighting for scraps. Showtime, Special, Neeb, Hero Marine, Haz, Nurchio, and Lambo. It was actually quite like people were scrapping for points down there. In the groups. Yeah, it looks like Puck's almost ready to go, so we gotta be quick. Maru, Lambo, TY, and Neeb. Oh my god. I mean, it's so hard to pick. So here's what happens. A week before, there's an event that's not at BlizzCon. It's live, it's offline, but there's not like a huge crowd or anything like that. Where we determine we cut it down. 2 players get out of each group, and then at BlizzCon we get into the playoffs. So, oh god. It's really hard, especially after that last series, for me to see anyone but Maru and TY getting out of that group. In that order. Like, it's really hard. Maybe, no, Neeb was just saving his builds for BlizzCon. He was saving his builds for BlizzCon, okay? That will just, please. And then Zest, Hero Marine, SOS, and Serral. This is, well, Serral in first. And then that's a really hard call. It's a tall order for Hero Marine. But he doesn't have to face Serral first. There's a dream for Hero Marine. Honestly, like, who wins in a PvP between Zest and SOS? I think that's what it comes down to. I think SOS might have a shot at knocking Serral down a peg, but... Flip a coin. And then maybe Hero Marine can pull off a dream, but... now this! Haz is in a group with 2 Protoss and a Zerg. I have no idea. Like, I feel that my brain says stats and dark. Actually, dark first and then stats, but there's a wild card in there. The thing is, I feel like Showtime is a slightly worse stats. Like, Showtime is the German stats. So it's really hard for me to see him coming out ahead of stats for one, and then I have no idea. We'll see what Haz brings to the table. And then classic Nurchio Rogues, but I think this is a very interesting group. I think this is the hardest one to pick 2 favorites. Because it really depends on what special brings as well. Like, Classic known for his struggles against Zerg. To quote Artosis, Classic would be the best Protoss in the world if he could just beat Zerg. Wait, is it Zerg? It's Zerg. It's Zerg. It's definitely Zerg. It's a real struggle. But there was a weird series before. The GSL Super Tournament was a weird tournament overall. But I honestly don't know. I feel like special, there's not an insignificant chance special comes in first in this group. That's my foreign hope. Well, okay, besides the American hero Serral. But I'm not. I think the biggest chance. Well, I think the second biggest chance of foreigner is special in these groups. Obviously, Serral. Serral is the favorite in any group he's in that doesn't have Maru in it. So wait. How do the playoffs work? I don't know how the brackets shake down here. So who goes into which bracket? That's what I don't know. I've seen some people talking about like how Serral and Maru, if they win their groups, would meet in the semifinals, which would be unfortunate. Alright, everything is agreed. Looks like Puck is playing a lot of series tonight. He's taking a break from the WESG qualifiers where he's doing so well that there are so few players left. We've asked WESG if we could steal him for a bit to see who's going to qualify for Ultimate Series. Alex once again on top of it. But it looks like we're about to get started. Our first match was Future versus Neeb. Future proxied 3 times and did not proxy 1 time. He won 3-1. It went exactly how you expected. Different ways, but the series was over so quickly. This had me sitting here talking for many minutes. And now I'm going to talk, but at least there's going to be a game behind me. Thank you guys for tuning in to Starladder Ultimate Series, the final day of the North American Challenger. The playoffs of the top 4 players who qualify will be next weekend. Making sure I'm not lying. Oh, next weekend, next Sunday they start, and then the weekend after that is the round of 8 and the finals. And I will be covering all of those alongside Wardy, probably in parallel as opposed to a co-cast, but we might work something out. Here we go. We have a game, believe it or not. True versus Puck. Whoever loses this series is done. Whoever wins moves on to face Neeb, and then the winner of that rounds out the Final 4. In the bottom left, the sneaky Zerg. He is not lying. He is true. From Storm Gaming, building a pool. Hi, you are late. True, like, you made me sit here. True is back in Korea since, well, he's been competing and living in America for the last few years. In order to compete. But right now, it is 8 a.m. in Korea, and True woke up to play his matches, I assume. And then Puck's like, I'm busy winning. Now, do you know how to tango? What's that? Tango, dance, salsa. Salsa, I know. You really? Can you do? Yeah, wait, what? Yeah, can you do? Yeah, I know only name. He can salsa dance. He only knows the name. But he can also salsa dance, despite only knowing the name. Which is impressive. We learned some new things about True. Why are things round? You like Zerg? He says, I believe this was a 12 pool or something around that. Not particularly. A normal Protoss response. Discriminatory against Zerglings. So we'll see. Puck knows there's no gas. That is important info. That means no big Baneling bust or anything like that. He saw the exact number of Zerglings coming across. He knows what the response should be. 3 probes coming out. Adept can be chrono boosted. The Lings are going to slip by. I don't know if that's... Oh, going for the block. Oh! One slips through. Ooh, not quite what he wanted there. I think he wanted the hard block off. No warp gate as of yet. Doesn't really have the gas. Puck trying to minimize probe damage. 1 probe strays from the pack. Will be isolated and killed. Oh, another probe. 2 more probes. 3 probes killed so far, and this is why you don't want to let them get in at all. Obviously. What is this probe doing on the other side? Gonna add to the kill count. Trying to pick off more. 4 probes. True in his Zerglings. He plays a gotcha Zerg style. I still haven't come up with a less negative sounding name, but it truly is what it is. Okay, True. I feel like I don't know how their personal relationship is. Of course, they hit on the ladder all the time at top Grandmaster. There are only so many players to play against. But I feel like Puck did ask him all about his dancing. All right. So I feel that gave True a little bit of leeway. If your opponent engaged you early on in some light conversation, I think you are a little entitled to a response, and somehow both Adepts get out. So that's nice. That's very nice. Adepts are going to come back in. You're not going to commit to that. Just making it look good. Double Stargate for Puck at the very back of the base. Now this is a 2-base. Oh, the Adepts. How much does Puck know about that? Now, so I think once True sees the double star, it has to be Nidus. Like, that has to be the choice. Because there's nothing else. I guess maybe Hydras. But everything else gets shut down. Nidus, of course, if there's only Phoenixes, can be quite effective. But the lair is finishing. Puck did not scout the gases at the Nats. Well, because they weren't there, but... And he did not scout the lair.
You must construct
so,
additional pylons.
Does he... Now, True is... Remember, the gotcha... What? The gotcha Zerg. He's going to go Infestation Pit. Because you know what counters Phoenixes? Ultras. I cannot in good conscience say that Ultras are actually the counter to Phoenixes. And it's not going to be Phoenixes. It's going to be Oracles. And even Moracles. Soon he'll have Foracles. And then maybe True will have less of a Boracle. Okay, stop it. This, I imagine, is... not Infestors. Infestors and Queens can be a nice combo. Oh my god. I don't know, like... Sometimes I truly feel you take like a 20-sided die of Zerg strategies and builds, and then you just roll it a few times a game, and that's how True play. Oh my god, if he actually goes Ultras, I'm gonna lose it. It's a Twitch. He plays so many Twitch chat GM strats. We're going Hive before Zergling speed. I want to repeat that. Hive before Zergling speed. Okay. Oracles coming in, just going straight for the drones. He's gonna see the Hive, and he might even notice the Zergling speed upgrading. Gets all the Oracles out. Don't you dare make an Ultra Cavern. Don't you dare. If a Robo starts... Like, what? If you're Puck, what do you even think now? What is happening? The Hive is gonna finish. Puck is... He's got a 30s, he's transitioning to ground. +1 shields. So, I don't... There's a Viper. Ah! 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 It's an Ultra Cavern. Against Protoss. And the Fungals will catch the Oracles at the front, revealing the Infestors, but killing the Oracles. He's lost one. Viper Ultra Rush. And he's getting +1 and Adrenal Glands. Zergling speed right into Crackling. And chitinous plating with a Spire on the way. I don't... Just roll the die again. Stasis Ward triggered. Stasis Wards do not work on Ultras because they are far too massive. They gotta use much bigger tranquilizers. Now, these Zerglings actually serving as a kind of nice scout here, as they're frozen. That's a lot of Langs. True is at 80 drones, just Okay. And going into the main, gonna see the double forge. Neither player. I think both players are just like, what units do you never see in this matchup at these timings? Or upgrades? Oh, now we're going Storm. Okay. The Overseer gonna see everything. There are 6 Ultras on the way. How do you afford this? Well, we gotta give him some credit, because that's the only way he affords it. There's one Viper. Full energy. Phoenix coming in, gonna scout like the Ultras are out. Daddy's coming home. There's a lot of stasis that will trap the Zerglings. And enough trapped Zerglings could actually really screw over the Ultras. They could serve as a force field for the Ultras. And since they're... but the Zerglings, he's trying to blink to keep them from... He's trying to body block out the stasis. Oh, another one. Another one! It's a force field! Oh, wait, is it? Oh, another one. The Zerglings are a force field. Feedback on the Viper. These little Zergling force fields, but the Ultras are working their way through. It's just not... The spell damage of the Oracles doesn't care about how much armor you have, and the Stalkers don't care that much either, but the Zerglings become unfrozen. Storm coming through. True 200 supply. So many more Zerglings, but a massive stasis ward might have saved the day. Another one, though. Where are they all coming from? How do you afford this? Stalker's blinking back. There's another stasis. Will these Zerglings come out by the time it dies? There's a few seconds left. There's a few seconds left. This stasis might save the game. Ah, there's more Zerglings, though. The storms can come down. Where are the storms? Where are the... Okay, there's the storms. What's happening? Zerglings killing the Nexus. Down it goes. Was there any counter damage? What is happening? Puck in some of the most... the pre-storm on the Zerglings, a little bit quick. Oh, be careful! Save the Templar, save the game. Puck in some of the most entertaining games we've seen throughout this entire tournament. Almost pretty much every single one of his games. Well, this weekend at least. His games... Actually, no. In the weekend before, against Cuddlebear, an incredible series. Against Scarlett, still a good series, even though Scarlett ended up taking it 3-0. Puck just makes for great games. In true, his dance partner. Okay, so we have Ultra Ling... What? Where did you get those? What are those? Broodlord's coming up. Another stasis force field. Beautiful storms. The choke point asphyxiating bots. The force field of trapped Zerglings, and he's body blocking with the Archons. The Immortal's holding the line. The Immortal goes down, but the Archons come out. The Ultra can't get through. Down go these infested. Oh, and Puck throws it right back. He throws it right back. There's time. The vent.
This is great banter.
I had to use it. The Broodlords, though. A 4th base coming up from Puck. True at 90 workers. But this is one of the better Broodlord countering armies. He's been upgrading shields and weapons. So Broodlords aren't the game ender necessarily here. It really does come down to it. And then suddenly the choke points work against True. Oh, trying to get... against Puck. Oh my god, so many Zerglings. Where's the storm? Not enough energy. Almost there. Broodlings, Zerglings, so many Lings. More Lings than your body has room for. But the Broodlord's being taken out. Great targeting. Storm on the Broods, blowing them away. Another beautiful storm. Puck holds the line for now. Another Brood. Beautiful targeting from the Stalkers. Only 2 Broods remain. But True continues sending the Zerglings. And Ultras. Just roll the die. Oh, here comes Puck. Fighting back. The Protoss break out. Another storm. Maybe a little forward. Gets the high ground. And the Broodlords are forced back. True still on an insane economy, but he's lost. He's lost 256 Zerglings and 15. He's lost twice as many resources, but I have a suspicion he doesn't care. Puck moving out. with his ragtag band of misfit Protoss. The Broodlords on the way. They're not done yet. Queen's coming up. Remember them? The Broodlords come. Storm's good so far. How many Stalkers does he have at the back? The Broods are done. Puck taking another base. The Queens. How many Queens does he have? 9 Queens, 7 Broodlords, more Broods on the way. Zerglings on the deck. Puck at 178 supply. Both players still at ridiculously high economies, able to build almost whatever they want. Especially if Puck's able to get this base up. Pretty important that he doesn't. Well, he's able to hold on to that. We're starting to dry up on the first 2 bases here. Gotta be careful about blinking forward. Blinks to the side. Smart move so far. Storm underneath the Broods. 2 picked off. Transfuse is gonna help out a lot. The feedback's good as well. He could throw it down. The Storm. Feedback's 2. We'll see what we got. The spellcasting. Are you a wizard or are you a Protoss? Sometimes he's both. Broodlords, he take it out. Question mark from True. Questioning what just happened. Protoss, so good. The base was taken out. True still at 89 workers. Under lowercase d, winky face. Another Broodlord goes down. The Puck is working his way through. As Puck knows, it takes 2 to tango. 7 Ultras on the way, but they're already immortals. The Oracles are out of energy. I mean, I guess he feels like Broodlords aren't necessarily the ticket. The drone count being cut down to size. A lot of the Ultras spawning at these bases. Puck trying to reestablish an economy. Zergling's getting the wraparound on the reinforcements. There's +3 melee attack, but True doesn't believe in armor upgrades. Oh, the Ultra's coming in. Got to be very careful of those Immortals. Trying to get on top of the Templar. Oracle's helping out a lot. They're out of energy. Or the Ultras are melting. Those are not a counter to Immortals. GG. Puck takes it. What just happened? That's a true battle. A clash of styles. We see the attention to detail from Puck, and then the ham-fisted YOLO from True. I don't... What is... Puck has lost 2 of the most entertaining games I've ever seen in StarCraft in the span of 24 hours. And that's just game 1. True says, I want to eat. And he was waiting for Puck for like 30 minutes to finish his other match. I'm not sure if he's saying he wants to eat like Ultras are hungry or he's physically hungry. Because remember, he is back in Korea to visit family. He didn't manage. He was very close, but did not qualify for BlizzCon, unfortunately. Oh wait, Puck won that game, by the way. When I said Puck lost, it was hard to tell. I just... Anyway. So I'm not sure whether it's physically eating or... Does it really matter? I'll slow it down. Now Puck needs to break out like the cannon rush, and then True needs to... So True with the full Twitch chat GM builds, and Puck with a stylized defense. True gonna go for a hatch first. Something quite uncommon for him. I'm still reeling. Good thing we got a slow start to this game. I don't think I can get my head into it for a bit. Looks like we're playing standard now. Which... Probe coming out, but it looks like Puck will be adding on a Stargate. And then True will be getting his link speed. He's pulling off of gas. It's a decoy. They're gonna, for the next 3 games, they're gonna pretend like we're playing a normal Protoss versus Zerg. And then game 5 is gonna go off the rails again. True going out for a third. Like everything, I'm trying to look like, is that a Stargate? Yes. Is he building 2 Adepts? Yes. Chrono boosting probes, taking a third. What is this? Is Neeb? Is this Neeb versus like Serral? It takes some time to remember what this is after a game like that. First Adept coming in is going to shade in.
Good.
Probably take a look, try to see the drone count, see if there's a second gas. Will he commit? He's like, well, the drones get a nice catch. He's going to try to break out of it, but that drone sacrificed itself but saved the day from more drone kills and possibly not even killing the Adept. Puck goes with the Phoenix first, the Protoss equivalent of a Viking first against Zerg. A Robo immediately. Some quick, well, relatively quick double gas at the nap. It looks like it's going to be an Archon drop follow-up. And it should be with a Templar Archon, as it customarily is after you go Stargate, because the Dark Shrine does take quite a while. The Dark Shrine was the original, I guess, the prototype of the Archon drop style of build. But players realized if you just build a Stargate, you have a lot more control potentially over the game and are less vulnerable to just dying before your Dark Shrine finishes. The Templar Archives builds twice as fast as the Dark Shrine, and of course, High Templar take less minerals. Now, the thing is, you might be like, well, what's cheaper, a DT Archon or a High Templar Archon? By the way, True doesn't believe in Spore Crawlers. Unless, like, it's double or more Stargate, True just doesn't make Spore Crawlers. That's another thing. He just doesn't. He'll just make more Queens. He's like, well, why have Spore Crawlers when I have Queens? Why kill my own drones when they're going to try to kill them anyways? That's a pretty good summary of True. And then at some point, he's just going to make Zerglings until he wins or loses the game. And I think that point is now. That's another one of True's favorite builds. We've already got 17 Lings on the map, more being built, plus 1 melee on the way. Just has extra queen. Well, the Phoenix trying to slip around. The Oracle energy will be used. Does cost 25 energy every time you equip the Pulsar Beam. More Lings on the way. He's trying to use as much energy as possible because there's no real point in turning the Oracle off. But Double Archon is on the other side of the map. Will he actually be forced to recall at some point? Is there energy? Yes, there's energy for a recall at the nap. Oh my god. The Archon drop's coming in. Essentially uncontested because all the Zerglings are at the front. Puck is holding the line for now. The Archon drop? Oh my god. He just recalls the Archons directly. That's one way to do it. There is a shield battery. Good protection. +1. Now this is... He did not recall the Warp Prism, so now the Archons are stuck behind the wall. The shield battery going to be taken out, mostly out of energy. The Adept's wide open here. He needs to get those Archons out if he wants to save the third. True. Where are you going? I don't... Why now? You're transitioning into a okay, okay, not even True's that crazy. 13 roaches, we've upgraded slightly in the tech. And more lings, 52 workers, so he shored up the economy a little bit. The fourth base is more for larva than it is for income. At least for now. The Puck has held 3 bases, still a strong base unit composition. Well, this is awkward. Get him. Get it, probes. Yeah, help him out. The cheerleaders. Cheer on the immortal. 5 gates on the way. True is winding up for another attack. The Puck is moving out. Recall on cooldown for another minute. The Zergling's gonna find the army. We're not sure who's catching. No, you cannot fight that. Archons, they look at Zerglings and the Zerglings cower in fear and sometimes decide, you know what, I don't want to live here anymore. There's a single Archon and Oracle with a shield battery. Is that enough? Probably. We're gonna find out. The Lings at the back. This base is gone. Still some Ravagers and Lings on the other side. Just +1 melee attack. Wait a second. I might have spoke too soon. The shot's being fired. He misses the target, but he gets enough on it. The base. The Ravagers are holding. Does he transfuse? The wraparound at the back. The recall comes through. Doesn't save the Archons. The base is saved. The Oracle comes in. The Oracle goes out. You can't explain that. So, True saves the base. And he gets some key kills. He killed 4 Archons and the Prism, as well as the Oracle, which is important for the tags. He's remaking it. But it's still 66 probes to 52 drones. And True has decided drones are overrated. The exact opposite. I swear he rolls the die. Why not? What even happened? He's just like, you know, I felt pretty good about that fight. Smiley face. We're back in AIM in middle school. Kids these days didn't. But the Ravagers are coming up. No storm yet. There's not enough units here. The swarm. That's a lot of Zerglings. No upgrades for Puck. The shield battery at the back. He's pinned up against his gateways, and the Ravagers will knock them all down. No more Immortals. The Pylon as well being targeted. Down goes the Pylon battery combination. 2 Oracles in the sky. They got a lot of work to do. He's going to try to fire them down with the Corrosive Piles. It's not going to be enough. Puck trying to hold on. There's one more shield battery. A few more charge lots coming in. A lot of Zerglings in the front. 1-1 is done. He's able to dodge. 1 Oracle almost out of energy. Puck, he's desperately trying to hold. Another group of Lings is speeding forward. Another Oracle being built. He doesn't have the Robo anymore for Immortals. The Oracles are out of energy. Another one being built. Puck retreats to the main. The Natural under attack. The Queens are on the way to seal the potential victory. Are there any more Archons? If he could get a couple Archons, maybe. But the Queens are coming. Which is a weird thing to say, but the Queens are coming. And once they get here, if Puck has a little bit of space to get maybe a couple Archons out, the Oracles are going to be a lot less valuable. The Queens aren't here yet, though. That's still a lot of Zerglings. The Oracle's doing their best. Hello, everybody. The Queens have finally made it to the party. And they've learned how to dance. Where are the Mutas? Puck overestimating True's ability and proclivity to actually make any more than 50 drama. And another dramatic game to tie things up. And remember, this is not the end. Whoever wins this best of 5 then is facing Neeb. Which is probably... well, it's quite a tall order for either player. When we could run free. So, Puck, you can tell. True says, how are you? In the chat, after we're all readied up. The banter continues, back and forth. Root versus Psystorm, which are two of the more notable teams in the NA region. And outside of it as well. But we're going into game number 3. Oh my god. True just canceled a larva. You always follow with Mutilis. Oh wait, that's not the music button. This is the music button. I am mad. True? He's pulling out all the stops. This isn't the ladder anymore, Puck. I don't like Mutis. Yes, you do. We're gonna debate his likes and dislikes. You said you liked Mutas on your Tinder profile. I lied. I can't believe it. You said you didn't cannon rush either, Puck. I lied. You don't believe that. You might believe it for now. But it's a 12 pull. True with the basic counter. So this is... it's been quite a while since we've seen these builds stack up against each other. Especially on this map, where the choke is a little tighter. It's easier to wall up. So, if he can't get through the wall, True's just not going to get anything done with all these. What are you insane? He does want to eat. He says he wants to eat. Well, there go the drones. He's not going to get through that, though. Like, there's a cannon. He cannot. Do you turn around? Oh. Everybody. Oh. 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 We're going home. I don't. And then, of course, the basic transition. Did Puck at any point see the drones coming? I believe he did. What is the matter? It's a great question from Puck here. Wait a second, you don't have a hat. I just don't know what's gonna happen. We'll just let these players commentate. He's gonna spine crawler rush. Don't dance now. Oh!
Good. Now I
Salsa. Extra spicy. It's bad. That's subjective. The Adept is going across. A bunch of slowlings will chase it. This is gonna make Puck feel like, exactly what am I watching? Oh, the Lings. The Lings trying to get the catch. They get it! And the Adept is down. That's so important. Does Puck know? Does Puck know? Or is he about to get pucked up? Another Adept coming out. He desperately wants scouting info. Nobody noticed. More Zerglings on the way. The thing is, well, the creep is gonna start. Because Puck still does not know. The Adept just now about to get the info. I think he knows now. He's figured it out. Excuse me. I'm allergic to proxy hatches. The Overlord coming into the main. Oracle on the way. Another Queen coming out. But wait. Is that creep? Puck? Is that creep? The spines on the way. The sentry is trapped outside. Recall! Recall! He does. He made a hard wall, but the spines move forward. There is an oracle, but there's 2 queens. Like, this is actually a good... How do you play? He's just going to the other side. Oh my god. Are we base trading? Can he get through in time? You gotta hold the high ground. Yeah, hold the high ground. Fall back to the keep. They've made it through the gate. Back to the keep. We must hold. The drone's pulled to the other side of the map. This is madness. No. This is Starladder. The Lings are trapped inside. And the Void Ray, oh, they'll be finished off. So many Zerglings dying. I feel like I say that every single game True plays. That the queens are coming up. He used both force fields. There's one more. There's one more on the ramp. 2 queens. He's got to get the creep. He's got to creep his way up there. The Cyber Core, oh wait, the Cyber Core's not dead yet. There's a spore in his second mineral line. The Void Ray. Well, I mean, there's 6 drones. It's 35 probes versus 6. Oh no, the Zerglings got in! But wait. Okay, he doesn't go for the force field. How did the spines get up the ramp? Oh my god. You can't... I don't know if now's the time for a slow siege. Go home, says Puck. There's no home to go back to. He's not going back again. It's my house. I mean... He's got to have some serious backbone to say that. Well, thankfully. He can't actually get up there because of the force field. So now, like, what do you do? True has... The thing is, Puck can't mine with all these workers. Eventually there's enough Void Rays, like... Oh, if he kills the sentry, I just don't see. What? There's 7 drones left. He's gonna transfuse the spore, but there's 3 Void Rays now. Those are shield batteries building because he lost the forge. Well, he's quarantined True outside of his base. The Zerg will spread no further. And True is dying slowly. Well, the Protoss doing a great Chowsara impression. I'm not sure where True intends to go from here. Oh, there and back again, a Zerg story. An unexpected journey featuring True. So. You cannot recall queens. This is an important fact. There's an observer on the way. Oh my. The Trail of Tears. The Zerg Tears. You know, imagine if True had realized before he pulled his drones for the 12 pool and had just gone for a proxy hatch from the start, where we would be right now. Oh my god. The Zerglings. There are still Zerglings! How are the force fields gonna go? He recall. No way he's gonna lose his sentry. That sentry has full energy. Oh. Drones again! What? Run away! Well. Puck goes up 2-1. And Parasite is our next map. Battery. True says in the chat, when asked if he's ready, battery! And then, go. That's his commentary. No, we really need better music transitions, but... Anyways... That is True's name. Wait. I don't know if True gets that one. True's Googling furiously. I already sent email, and they will be responding. I sent the email, everybody. It's taken care of. That's another forge. This is the Immortal Shield battery rush. Oh god. That wasn't commenting on the last game. I think it's also commenting on this one. Cannon? No! No, of course! You gotta make a pylon first. Everybody knows that. First comes the probe, then comes the problem. Ah! And now kidnapping? I don't... Okay, wait. What's the play? What's the play? Oh! 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 But that drone in there, the Predator drone. How's this gonna work out? Is there enough surface area? The one drone. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Hello, darkness, my friend. Oh no! Oh yeah. Well, he's just gonna walk by. So it's not gonna be the immortal shields. It's not gonna be the immortal shield battle. Well, there's a Stargate on the way. And there's no surprise. Zerglings. Revenge! Revenge of the Lings. Hey. Oh, he was talking to the Overlord. The Overlord, the cannon. I swear, officer, that cannon came out of nowhere. Is that a second? No, that's the first Stargate. Just takes a while to build. Why is there... What are you even doing with this proxy? He's just gonna mine from it. He's gonna mine it out, and then when Puck finds it, in like 8 minutes... What? What are you doing, True? I try to draw him to the... They cancel. The cannon to protect. Is this gonna be a reverse Nidus play? I don't know anymore. Roll the die. Everybody get your D20s out. Get them out. Does he know? Like, Puck doesn't know. But Puck has to know. He has to know. Right? The Adept scouts the lair. I give up. I'm done. We're just gonna read the production tab. Void Rays. He's just mining. He's not. This is just like another expansion. He's like, well, maybe I should have a spore just in case. He has 3 what? Why is there even a here's the real meta. Here's a typical true move. Lair gets scouted. We will simply never get lair tech. All right? Never. No more lair tech. It's done. We removed it. Lair tech has been removed. And then we'll just make queens. He's on elimination. He's out of the tournament if he loses this. This is like $7,000 in prizes for this tournament. And he gets next to nothing. What is this? Puck! 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 Here it comes. Again! There are more batteries at the back. There's a lot of shields. The queens are coming up. A spore crawler on the way. The only time True builds spores is offensively. There are void rays on the other side of the map. Once again, the proxy hatch base trade. That is a shield battery on the way. More lings coming in. Fall back to the key! Deja vu! The void rays. Oh, this queen needs to pull back. Is there a transfuse? No. A recall immediately. Wait. The void rays of Gondor call for a... I don't wait. Or some other Lord of the Rings reference. I don't know. They have a spool crawler. Force field. The queens. Isolated. This is Regis... Wait. Regicide. Now, while the supply tells the story, the queens are starting to chip through. The battery's almost out of energy. Another queen gonna go down. True is on 1 base. It's looking pretty dicey. Puck, 1 game away from moving on to face Neeb. I missed you. Disgusting. Wow. Strong words. And there's a spire. What is the spire for? Why are you taking the gas? Wash your hands, dirty Zerg. True is, it's more of a prayer than an actual strategy. He's making mutas. I feel like these mutas are being made not to win the game, but because Puck knew, like, for Puck's benefit at this point. This isn't a game of war, it's a game of love. With lots of battery, kidnapping, and killing of royalty. So it's like, essentially, in the game of drones, you win or you proxy hatch. Because he can just make phoenixes. Like, there's nothing... And there's already batteries everywhere. Yeah. Finally, 2 week. 2 week. .5v5, let's go. 5. Oh, that's 6. And the batteries are everywhere. This is Pro StarCraft, everybody. Oh, the mutas are dying. While True is typing. 2 week. GG! Puck wins 3-1 and will be facing Neeb to determine which Protoss, which American Protoss, moves on to the playoffs. Well, actually, we don't make mistakes. We just make happy little random builds. in one of the more unorthodox series we've seen in not only this tournament, but ever. Especially the first few games. Especially the first game. Puck moves on. Let me see if I can figure out what's happening next.
Into the night, city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know
We're done for today.
the shadows causing an outbreak.
They're gonna make me wake up early next weekend. Ruining my Saturday. I was gonna, next Saturday, we're gonna play that last match, just the one. So, I was gonna go outside, I was gonna go to the club with Roddy, but I guess I can't, because there's too many scheduling issues, and we're gonna have Puck versus, let's try to make a day of it. I'm gonna try to set up my own personal show matches to follow that up. Maybe with some sort of, extra kicker or something like that. But maybe next week, since we're already going to be on the delay and we're going to be in casting mode and all that. Next weekend, next Saturday, will be the scheduling group stage matches. And I love Alex and Starladder doing such a great job at running this tournament. They have a day already pre-scheduled in case the scheduling falls through. Because especially with online tournaments, something's going to happen, right? But such a fun tournament and such great games, and I've had a lot of fun casting, and we're not... Did you think we were done today? Well, my work here is done. Turn the stream off.
Open your eyes and see the
No, we're gonna do my boring stream, and it will be just very soon after this ends. Prepare to panic, but make sure to hype that up, and then give me some ideas in just a moment about what we should do for the additional matches. Since they're going to have me, it's already scheduled for 6 p.m. next Saturday. Well, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be casting. Playoffs start on next Sunday. So the top 4 moving on. We have Masa and Scarlett qualifying. Future made it through against Neeb. And now the last match will be between Neeb and Puck. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to the admins. Thank you to Starladders. Thank you to Blizzard for sponsoring this event and for making StarCraft. Also pretty nice of them. Thank you for that. And I'll see you guys.